Hi guys, welcome back to Pop Kitchen. I'm Rose from Cheap Lazy Vegan, where I make easy, affordable vegan recipes. And today I'm back to bring you a holiday special of vegan desserts. So I know that a lot of people might think vegan desserts are really difficult to make, or they can't even understand what could go in a vegan dessert. Now, I'm here to tell you that there are so many vegan desserts that are super delicious and perfect for the holidays. So don't panic, it's gonna be okay. So today I'm here to show you guys 3 super delicious and easy, some of my favorite holiday desserts that are so perfect for you to serve at your holiday party, if we're having them at the moment. So yeah, let's get started and let's start making our first holiday dessert. All right guys, so for the first recipe, we're gonna do something super fun. I feel like kids are gonna love this, okay? We are making some peanut butter cheesecake pops. Peanut butter chocolate cheesecake pops. So fun, and I am so excited for you to try this because it is so tasty. So super simple guys. First we're gonna make the very easy cheesecake filling. So the first most important ingredient, some soaked cashews. So I already have 1.5 cups of cashews already soaked and softened. If you haven't soaked your cashews, my hack is to actually boil the cashews for about 20 minutes to soften them, because I never pre-soak my cashews. So that's what I always do. I just boil the cashews for about 20 minutes in order to soften them, or you can soak them overnight. So I'm gonna throw the cashews into a high-speed blender or a food processor. So we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1/4 cup of peanut butter, 1/4 cup of maple syrup or agave nectar. This is gonna be our sweetener. Now for non-vegan recipes, you might see honey, but for vegans, we use maple syrup or agave nectar, which are basically just as good, okay? So we're also gonna add 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and we also have 1/4 cup of full-fat coconut milk from the can. And then let's add a little pinch of salt, and that's really all you need in the blender. You just have to blend this until it is nice and smooth. All right guys, so I've just blended it in the blender. It is nice and smooth, and now you want to add it into a nice glass pan, or you could just put it into like a Tupperware container, whatever, and then we're just gonna throw it in here. So it's gonna be this smooth and beautiful consistency, and honestly this is like a cheesecake base, so feel free to do whatever you want with this base. You can make any sort of vegan cheesecakey thing out of this. So if you don't want to make these into balls, like, you can just make cheesecake. So easy, right? So basically what you want to do is leave it in the freezer for about 1 hour to 1.5 hours, and I like to stir it once every maybe 30 minutes or so, just to check the consistency and see if it's hard enough for us to form them into balls. So while you're waiting for that, you can actually make the chocolate coating, which is very simple and very easy. So we're gonna use 1/4 cup of coconut oil in a microwave safe little glass, because we're gonna be microwaving this. We're also gonna need 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. A lot of people think chocolate is not vegan. Chocolate itself is vegan, it's the dairy that's not vegan. So the cocoa powder itself is vegan. Now we can add in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup or agave nectar, and a little pinch of salt. And I'm just gonna microwave this for about 20 seconds and then mix it up and see how it melts, and then microwave it more if necessary. So we have the coating ready, and I am excited to start making these balls. If we're gonna be making these into pops, we're gonna need some sticks as well. I'm just using these wooden coffee sticks. This works really well. So I'm just gonna take a spoon and we're gonna start forming this. Make sure your hands are clean. We're gonna start forming these, and we're just gonna stick it in. And what I'm gonna do is actually throw this into the freezer again, just to let it harden a little more before we start coating. All right, so I'm gonna throw these little pops back into the freezer for about 5-10 minutes, and then we can start coating. All right, so we now have the frozen pops, I should call them, and now we're ready to coat. And what we're gonna do is first coat in the chocolate mix, and then I have some really fun sprinkles to add on top. And then in order to let it, solidify, we're gonna use this little trick here that I came up with yesterday, which is basically putting some coffee beans in a vase or a glass and just placing it, and it'll just stay. So frozen pop here, we're gonna stick it in that chocolate mix, and because the coconut oil will solidify relatively quickly, before it completely solidifies, we want to add in these sprinkles. It's okay if it drips a little, it's not the end of the world. There we go, and then you just place it right here, and that's how you do it. All right, now I'm gonna place this in the fridge just for another few minutes, just to really let it solidify, and then we'll see the final product. All right, you guys, so these are the final result of the cheesecake pops. And I think they are so cute. They are just perfect for the holidays and it's perfect for kids as well. They're so much fun and they are delicious. Let me just try one because you guys, you have no idea. They're so cute. I can't get over it. They are so good, you guys. Don't you just want a bite? All right, guys, so now we're on to the second recipe, which is just as exciting, I think. We're making gingerbread donut holes, mini donuts. I don't know what to call these, but I basically wanted to make something like a gingerbread cookie, but not make it in a cookie form, but make it into kind of like a more doughy, delicious donut. So it's gonna be really, really easy. We're gonna bake these and it's so simple. So first what we want to do is mix in the dry ingredients into a large mixing bowl. So we have here some all-purpose flour. We have 2 cups of this, and then we also have half a cup of sugar. So let's first start by adding that into a large mixing bowl like this one. And then we also need 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder. And then we can add our fun seasonings to make our gingerbread flavor. So we have here 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna throw all that in here. Now you can also use brown sugar if you want, and that will create more of that brownie color that goes with the gingerbread situation, but I use just white sugar. So we're gonna mix together these dry ingredients. And then we're gonna use some vegan butter. So vegan butter, once again, is just non-dairy butter, or it's like a non-dairy margarine, I guess you could call it. And there's just no dairy in it. And you can find them, nowadays it's quite easy to find vegan butter and it's not as expensive as it used to be. So we're gonna add in a 1/3 cup of cold vegan butter. And then make sure your hands are clean because we're just gonna dig right in here and just kind of mix this in, and it's gonna become a bit flaky almost. So now that the butter is mixed in, we're gonna add in some non-dairy milk. So we're adding in some oat milk. You can use whatever non-dairy milk. There's almond milk, soy milk nowadays. There are so many options. I'm just using oat milk because that's just what I have. So we're just gonna add this in, 1/2 cup of that. And then our next ingredient is applesauce. So I'm just using store-bought applesauce. This is a vegan substitute for eggs. So it works as a bit of an egg substitute. Applesauce is used very frequently in vegan baking, and it works really, really well. Also adds a nice sweetness in here as well. And then the last little ingredient is going to be 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm just gonna use my eyesight. And then let's mix this well. So you don't wanna over mix it too much, but just mix it well enough so that it's come together. Oh, and I forgot to mention, your oven should be preheating at 350 degrees at this point, okay? Apologies. So we've mixed this, it's well mixed enough, not too mixed. And now the fun part, now we can form these into little donut balls, donut holes. If the mixture is too sticky, you can actually wet your hands a little bit with a little bit of water, and that will allow that mixture to not be so sticky. So again, I mean, you can try to make them really perfect, or you can be like me and enjoy the imperfection. So I'm just going to wet my hands each time because it just makes it a lot easier to work with, and you can shape them into little donut balls. All right, now that we've created these donut balls or donut holes, I'm gonna throw these in the oven that's preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're gonna bake them for 15 minutes. Let's go. Now, one little trick, if you have an air fryer, you could actually throw these also into the air fryer for 10 minutes at the same temperature, so 350 degrees, and it also makes really, really nice donut holes in the air fryer as well. All right, you guys, so once we have these donut holes out of the oven, now you can decorate them however way you want. So I'm just gonna make it really simple. I'm just gonna add a little bit of icing. So you can just buy icing from the grocery store, and a lot of them are actually vegan friendly. You just have to check the ingredients list, and that's what I'm gonna do. There's tons of recipes online if you wanna make your own, but I just thought, you know, out of simplicity, let's just purchase, okay? So again, you can decorate these however way you want. I'm gonna make it really simple and easy. Put a little bit of icing on top, and then sprinkle on some red and green for the Christmas time. And you can just repeat. And of course, if you want to make like little gingerbread faces or be creative, you can feel free to do that. So that is how you make these gingerbread donut holes. Feel free to be as creative as you want with the decorations. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy these. All right guys, so now we are at the last recipe, and this one is going to be the easiest one. This is for the really lazy people out there that don't want to do too much. We're gonna make a very classic chocolate covered strawberries, but we're gonna make it vegan, and it's so easy. It's literally the easiest thing ever. So we're gonna place some strawberries on a paper towel. We're gonna kind of let them dry. Next thing we're gonna need some vegan chocolate. So once again, I said chocolate is actually vegan. The only thing that makes it not vegan is adding in the milk. So what you want to do is find some dairy-free chocolate. So I'm just using an 85% dairy-free chocolate, and this is one of my favorites, and it's just simple. I'm just gonna throw the dark chocolate into a microwave safe bowl. I'm gonna microwave it in 30-second increments, mix it up, and until it is completely melted. All right, now we have the melted chocolate. Beautiful. And we have the strawberries. That's pretty much all you need. So you guys know the drill. You have to just dip these strawberries in the chocolate, and you can basically, leave it like this, or you can add in some nice little decorations since it is the holidays. So we want to place the strawberries on top of some parchment paper, some non-stick parchment paper, or I'm using this reusable silicone baking mat. And now you can put this in the fridge right away, or you can decorate them a little bit. Now I'm going to decorate them just a tad. Just gonna add some green and red sprinkles. These are obviously edible, and it makes them look nice and crystallized and festive. All right, now I'm gonna stick this in the fridge and just let it sit for a little bit to solidify, okay? All right, so these are the chocolate covered strawberries, and I think they're just so easy, and who doesn't like chocolate covered strawberries? They're just so simple. This is literally 2 ingredients plus a little bit more for decorations, and that's it. All right, you guys, so those were my super easy, delicious vegan dessert ideas for the holidays. I really hope you guys enjoy these, and I hope you try them out. Let me know down below in the comments what sort of vegan dishes you want me to make next. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to Pop Kitchen by clicking the subscribe button down below. And if you want to, you can come over to my YouTube channel, which is Cheap Lazy Vegan, if you want more vegan recipes. Thank you so much for watching, and happy holidays. Bye!